So to say that this week was a little bit of a wacky week, with some changes happening in Google and Apple Maps, Apple releasing a brand new pair of headphones that competes with their own AirPods Pro, with their Powerbeats 2, and then Tim Cook ending the week with a tweet teasing a brand new product that's supposed to be coming next week. So without further ado, let's get into our Friday 5 and talk all things Apple and tech. But now, before we get started, if you do enjoy being updated on a weekly basis on all things tech and Apple news, then definitely consider subscribing to the channel down below and leave a comment of something that I should cover maybe next week. But the first story has to be about Tim Cook tweeting about a brand new product coming out on February 19th of this year. Now there's a ton of speculation as to what this could be. He did release kind of like an animated video about 5 or 6 seconds, and it's basically this Apple logo and this metallic shimmer, so this kind of insinuates that it could be a bunch of different things. I personally think that it could even be something about the AirTags too, but we have heard in the news that the iPhone SE is right around the corner, so it could be alluding to something like that. But then Apple is also saying, or Tim Cook in this tweet, is almost insinuating and kind of foreshadowing that this is a brand new product category, meaning that it couldn't be the SE and it couldn't be AirTags. Maybe it could be that HomePod mini kind of hybrid screen assistant kind of thing that Apple's been talking about or working on for years now at this point. So leave a comment down below about what you think this new product is going to be on February 19th. I think just purely based on the shimmer, the way that it looks, and also the sound effects of that little animation that Tim Cook tweeted, I think it's going to be AirTags 2, but let's see exactly what Apple gives us on February 19th. But in a very unlikely move that kind of brings Android and Apple together, Apple has now created the Apple TV app, but they've created it for Android. And again, this is going to bring a few different things, because not only do you get the Apple TV content, which in my opinion is some of the best content out there on the market, it kind of rivals HBO, and if anything, I think Apple TV is now the new HBO, because the amount of shows is still kind of small because it's only been around a few years, but the quality of the shows is second to none in my personal opinion. Definitely check out Apple TV if you guys haven't done so before. Below should be a 1-month free trial for you guys to test it out, whether you are on Android or Apple. But to give you some news about if you are an Android user using Apple TV, this also will include the ability to watch MLS through Apple TV on your Android. Again, you're gonna have to pay a separate price for the MLS pass, just like any Apple user does, but you now have access in a single application to watch all your MLS content if that's something that you're into. What's also nice about this is that's going to be the same exact cost across the board, so it's going to be $9.99 per month for Apple TV Plus if you do want to subscribe to it through an Android phone. And you can sign up directly through the application, and I think this means that you don't need an Apple ID to be an Apple TV subscriber, because obviously you're getting it through your Android phone, and we'll test that out and let you guys know exactly what that looks like. Last little caveat is that you need Android 10 or newer in order to download this application, but it is available today. It is $9.99. If you are an Android user, you now have access to Apple TV Plus. Now, Apple did release a brand new product today, but it's under their Beats line. It's going to be their Powerbeats Pro version 2. And honestly, as somebody who's a diehard AirPods fan, and I'm an AirPods Pro user through and through, I've been using a form of AirPods since it originally came out as my default headphones for pretty much 95% of my listening, whether I am at work, at an office, at a coffee shop, working out. But Apple did release their new Beats Pro 2, which again, since they are owned by Apple, you still get those magic aha moments like the connectivity, the seamless integration, the ability to use it alongside iOS, so it kind of acts and is treated as an Apple device, because again, at the end of the day, it really is because of the H2 chip. But some of the things that I'm kind of looking forward to, and I'm definitely gonna get my hands on it, because as somebody who likes to run outside a lot, that does tend to go to the gym a decent amount, AirPods Pro, while I will say I do love them, every now and then they might fall out, or they can start to loosen up a little, especially if I am running on a treadmill during the winter season because it's too cold to run outside. I do have to occasionally push them back in, but the new Powerbeats Pro 2 will solve that problem because of their form factor. So they are meant to be used in those workout environments. It's got a hook on there. A nice little added bonus is that it has 8 hours of battery life with ANC turned on versus 6 for the AirPods Pro, and then a full 36 hours of battery life if you include the case that it comes with. Now the case is a little bit bigger than the AirPods Pro case, but again, it is a bigger form factor overall because of the hooks that go around your ear. And then the secret sauce that it has is that it does have a heart rate monitor built into them, which again, I don't really know what the use cases are. I'm gonna get my hands on them, and if you do wanna see a review by our very own Chance Miller, I'll leave the link for his article review down below to see exactly what that heart rate monitor is for, how it's used, and what it integrates with, because from what I understand, it's a little bit iffy on how it works with things like Fitness Plus, which I think is a big miss for Apple. They definitely should have the heart rate sensor working when you are using Apple's very own content, like something like Fitness Plus. Another thing that I wanted to kind of bring up was the whole Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico situation. For better or for worse, it is now going to be called Gulf of America for the time being, and even companies like Apple and Google Maps have already changed the name in their Maps application. So that's something to take note of. It's kind of interesting how quickly that changed and how that's being done. It was just something interesting to see unfold in real time as it happened. I thought it was a joke at first, and then one day to the next, I saw some tweets happening, and I still thought it was a joke until I checked my very own Google and my very own Apple Maps, and lo and behold, the name has been changed. And then finally, I do want to highlight one product at the end of every single week, and today we're going to be highlighting the Sonos Ace headphones. Now, these aren't new headphones or anything like that, but they are my favorite and my most recommendable over-ear headphones over things like Sony's version, Bose's version, as well as the AirPods Max. The reason I am recommending it today is because it is $100 off on Amazon, bringing it down to $350. Now, I know that the Sonos application has been getting some heat, and they even fired the CEO, or the CEO ended up leaving, but I actually don't even use the Sonos app too often. I just use it to connect and for the occasional firmware update, and for that it works totally fine. Other than that, I use the actual controls on the device itself to toggle between ANC modes and awareness modes. They're very light, they're very comfortable, they're premium in the hand, and like I said, they're just super comfortable to use for super extended periods of time. I, for instance, will be going on an 8-hour flight in the not so distant future, and I'm gonna be rocking those the entire time. But that will do it for this video. I just wanted to update you guys on everything that happened this week, from new Powerbeats coming out, to the changes of the name in Apple Maps, to the ability to now have Apple TV on an Android device, and then finally the new teaser that February 19th, something should be coming. But that'll do it, everybody. Like I said, definitely subscribe to the channel if you want more information like this one. If you guys made it to the end, leave a little dolphin in the comments down below so I know you made it to the end. And if you want to watch more videos like this one, check out one of these videos right here. Until next time, I'm Fernando. I'm out, everybody. Peace.